Hey, what's up guys, TheCampingRusher here. The Fortnite Season 2 live event, everything we know. That's what we're going over today. There's a lot of news all over the place, so let's put it in one spot. Starting with this. Of course, this is our map. This is our final map before the live event that we're aware of, Phase 6 of the territory control, and Loot Lake and Command Cavern are controlled by the IO. Now, I assumed this live event was going to take place at Command Cavern, and it might be a hybrid of both, Loot Lake and Command Cavern, but thanks to a quest from Jones, he asked you to put recon cameras near Loot Lake to get more info about IO's Doomsday Device. He also mentions that they have a Doomsday Division. They like building these things, right? And of course, we had a Doomsday Device way back in Chapter 2, and I don't know if they're going to be similar at all, right? A Doomsday Device, especially if there's a Doomsday Division, it just means a device that makes bad things happen, right? Doomsday. But it doesn't mean it's going to be anything similar to what we saw back in Chapter 2, as you're seeing in front of you. Side note, that was an awesome live event, by the way. I'll let that play a little bit in the background for you, just in case, because it could be similar, all right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it could be similar. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be. And also a reminder from a leak last season, there's a landmark codenamed DD Machine, Doomsday Machine, that was added to the tags but never added the map. And with Jones mentioning the Doomsday Device, we have a pretty good feeling there's going to be a POI popping up here in the next couple weeks, long before the live event, and then from there we'll know a little bit more, right? How is this device going to work? What is the IO's plan here? How are they going to stop us, right? We got a lot of territory, the Resistance does, compared to them once we get closer to the end of this season. A reminder that the Doomsday Device was designed by Jules and Midas back in Chapter 2. And I'm going to point this out and remind you guys, every single time that the Resistance has taken over a POI that the IO's controlled, we keep seeing a ghost flag go up, right? So, and it's at first we thought this was maybe an accident, right? Does that make any sense? But no, they keep doing it. So it's obviously intentional. The Ghost faction has something to do with it, and they are obviously on the Resistance's side. I don't know if them and the Seven are fully related or if Ghost is just coming to help out. So with that being said, maybe there's a bigger connection in this live event to Midas than we may have previously thought. So that's something to think on. So that's part one. Loot Lake, Midas, Ghost faction. Here's a wild theory, though. I want to know what your thoughts are on this. We know next season, Season 3, Darth Vader from Star Wars is going to be a playable boss. We also know that stormtroopers have been recruited by the IO as of 20.3 to help fight the fight. Also to celebrate May the 4th Star Wars Day, right? So, wild theory. I was kind of thinking this. I want to know your thoughts. What if when we assault Command Cavern, the IO get desperate and call in the Empire as a desperate attempt to repel the losing battle against the Seven with cruisers warping in above, and that'll be somewhat of a transition to have Darth Vader in Season 3. It's kind of a wild theory, but based on some evidence, I want to know your thoughts. Now, let's talk about this from the trailer. If the live event is anything like this, I hope it is, right? Where we just got tanks, choppers, battle buses, cars, all coming at each other, big armies on both sides. I hope that's at least one or two scenes of our live event, and I think there's a good chance of it because that shot from the Chapter 3 Season 2 story trailer. And that leads us into some next discussions here, and that is the helicopter. We are supposed to get the 7 version of a helicopter, codenamed Hoagie, in the game at some point later this season. I assume that'll be used as part of the live event, along with all the vehicles we've got so far. Airplanes are supposed to make a return. We've talked about this. Clombos. Clombos are making a return. It's just whether it's going to be for the live event or if it's going to be for Season 3. I think it's going to be right at the live event or Season 3, not any time before, right? People are hyped about the return of these things. They've updated them, so they're going to be killable, and they drop a bunch of different loot now. And if they do come back, whose team will they be on? I hope the Resistance is. And right now, they are either hibernating or hiding in different mounds around the map. Another thing we should look out for the live event is Spider-Man's web shooters. They have been updated and are expected to return in the future. Again, will that be for Season 3 or will that be for the live event? We know the first Marvel comic, Zero War, goes on sale June 8th. That's just 4 days after the next season, Season 3, is supposed to start. And the bonus free reward for that first, for buying that first comic, you can type in the code, you will get a new Spider-Man outfit. So again, web shooters, new Spider-Man outfit. Maybe that's more so Season 3, but just trying to give you all of it here. And another important piece from the Zero War comics is actually the description here. When a fragment of the Zero Point ends up in the Marvel Universe, heroes like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Wolverine, and Shuri will have to team up with several Fortnite fan favorites to hunt it down. And that maybe is another big point here. Will the Zero Point be not destroyed, but shattered into different pieces, going in all these different directions and all these different realities? Based on the description of Marvel Zero War, Fortnite times Marvel Zero War, that's going to happen. And again, 4 days after the live event, the season ends and the new season begins. So the timeline does add up. And then finally, last season, the main focus, and it's not been talked about as much this season because there hasn't been much indication, but that was the monster, the Devourer, right? A reminder, we still think the Devourer is going to be a part of this live event. Basically, all these different things are somehow going to combine. It seems like a lot, I know, which again gets me even more excited. But a reminder, this was the path last season that the IO was drilling underneath from Command Cavern. And so this was their path, and you can see it ended up all the way around Tilted Towers, and they went through the Devourer POI, right, where the bones of the old monster lived. And our theory was that they were taking DNA samples of the bone back to Command Cavern to clone a version of the Devourer to help fight us off. And maybe that's related to the Doomsday Device. I don't know. Maybe it's a cloning device, something like that. Kind of combining evidence and theories in today's video. I want you to jump in the comments down below as well. I still really do believe the Devourer is coming for the live event, even though it's not been discussed or nothing else really been leaked since last season. So with that being said, and maybe this backs it up even more, what is the Resistance going to do about that? Well, keep in mind, based on the Imagine's Resistance Week 5 quest audio, the Imagine has decided to try to contact the Paradigm herself since the Origin refuses. And remember, there is a theory that the Paradigm is actually Singularity, or at least a snapshot, right? They're the same person, maybe separate snapshots. And Singularity, of course, was the pilot of the mecha team leader in that ferocious battle between the first Devourer and the robot. Maybe Paradigm is the key to all of this. We need to get her back to the island to come help us out. Pilot the new robot. I'm sure if we get another robot, it'll be a little bit different. Maybe the Foundation design or 7 design. She comes back, pilots the mecha, and we eliminate the IO once and for all. That's all. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel and stick with me. Take care. Talk soon. Goodbye.